दुख दुख हो रहेगा थ्रो किया थ्रो स्टार्टेड हो गया यार
Spike down B. 10 seconds left. No more sober. I got the spike. Turret destroyed.
आई 6-4 हो गया गाइस 6-4 आयो भाई
Turret destroyed. One enemy remaining.
got this come on Udo
30 seconds left. One enemy remaining.
ah
One enemy remaining.
2v1
One eternity later.
nice oh nice
One enemy remaining.
Nice one, guys. Huge. Huge.
Good job.
Feeling confident for the next one?
Yeah. Okay.
Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
Low. I'm gonna go to your room and do something to you tonight.
Go Peter, guys.
I'm holding.
I hold
this man. I cannot see anything. Okay, I'll take.
I smoke city now. Smoke city.
Okay.
Two tiers.
Take it out. Nice. In your peak.
Go, kick first together. 3, 2, 1.
Nice. I'm gonna dash Jen.
No 30 seconds left.
Smoking heaven.
Jen.
Heaven.
One is the smoke.
Oh, market.
One is today. Papi, I love you, bro.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, I take off.
Nice.
Fell to the mill from tiles.
Go B.
Fucking Kuro.
One HP dead.
Yep.
One shot.
I need help.
One shot still.
Last player standing.
And can one main, one trap post.
One enemy remaining.
Main. He's right side, you fuck.
Oh, nice.
You see guys how him die? Don't spray.
Three here. One locks, one gate. Get off.
Okay, wait.
It's out.
I know
He's coming.
Last
You can
player
fight.
standing.
Market.
Here and here on my pick.
One enemy remaining.
One guard.
Insane, guys. Papi, that was nuts. Insane, Derek. Insane, Crystal.
Oh, Derek.
GG's.
We're gonna scale it.
Three backside.
One enemy remaining.
Nice.
What the fuck?
Take your DT. Nice.
Wow, Derek.
Derek.
One more below me.
Last player
Push me.
standing.
Just faster guys, okay? Go shadow already, right?
Yellow.
So go.
Telecon B, clearly B.
Go guys,
Okay, let's go.
faster. 3, heaven. They drop.
Picking out. Pushing.
One more heaven.
I hold him to me.
One
Dash
enemy
inside.
remaining.
Nice, Derek.
I'm going down, Giant. Hold down.
I can't see. Just chill. Everyone chill. I'm outing.
Behind one. I go drone guys. Behind.
Fighting snow, I think.
One enemy. Thrifty.
Nice.
Go bait.
I'll try to rig.
Heaven 80.
I break.
Hold on. Flashing back.
Belt.
Belt.
Fast.
Joe.
One Joe.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, he's half.
I go watch kitchen, Bill.
Go.
I found it.
Don't die.
Yep. I'm holding. You don't.
I have bomb down.
You don't.
Spike down mid. Last player
Two.
standing.
Oh,
Wait,
good drop.
One enemy remaining.
Yellow.
Scanning ahead.
Half HP.
Half HP.
Oh!
No, bro! Booyah! Flashing belt.
Don't see.
I don't know where.
Belt.
Give me the
Guys, fight it too.
Recon, recon.
You break it. I'm kind of fucked. I didn't try move.
one enemy remaining.
What's middle? Top side, top side, top side, top side. What?
Minus 80, minus 80.
Oh,
I will saw it.
so it's on me, I break.
Middle, fight it, middle. Middle, fight it. Nice, one more.
One more mid. Coming snowman.
Two here, two here.
Last player standing.
Two side, one kitchen. Nice try.
Attackers win.
हाँ एक ही बंदा पॉप अप करते एवरी सिंगल टाइम हमको क्या सोवा खेल रहे तू भाई सोवा कैसा पॉप अप किया भाई तू भाई जेट्टी नहीं खेल रहे अच्छा 4 सेकंड है ये नेवर माइंड सोवा ही खेलते सॉरी बट स्टिल ये वो डेरियन व्हाट द फक
It's more than just a skin. Crafted for precision for those who dare to rise above. This is the Global Esports VCT 2025 team capsule.
And it's calling, and it keeps on calling. So it's calling. You know when the calling's calling more.
It doesn't just sit in your hand, it becomes a part of you. When you wield this GE Classic, you wield the undying spirit of Global Esports.
You know when the calling's calling. And it keeps on calling. It's calling more. And it feels like I'm falling. You know when the calling's calling more. And it feels like I'm falling.
The GE VCT 2025 team capsule. Available in-game in the Esports tab.
हम लोग ने रायट का LA का HQ देखा है, हम लोग ने रायट का सिंगापुर का HQ देखा है, ऑफ कोर्स रायट SA का अपना होम ग्राउंड मुंबई में, बट ये पहले टाइम हम लोग रायट गेम्स कोरिया आए हैं.
We are here at the Riot Games HQ in Seoul, South Korea. अभी ऊपर जाने वाले हैं टूर के लिए एंड ये पहली दफ़ा हम ये वाले ऑफिस आ रहे हैं देखने. तो अभी ऊपर क्या होने वाला है पता नहीं, बट आई नो इट्स गोइंग टू बी एपिक व्यूज एंड एपिक स्टफ. चल भाई लिफ्ट आ गई. चल रहे.
ये देखो क्या दिया है इन लोग ने. हे ऐसा मत कर यार. डोंट डू दैट. वाह ओके. ये है राइट गेम्स का कोरिया ऑफिस. कांट बिलीव वी आर हियर. 3 साल लगे आते बट पहुंच गए. व्हाट्स अप, यू वांट टू से एनीथिंग फॉर द व्लॉग?
GE fighting से Riot football.
You're shifting now?
Don't reveal secrets.
Okay, cut.
It's such a beautiful office, man. Look at this. There's like so much aura and culture. यहाँ सब सामान पड़ा हुआ है हमारा ही है. रैंडम स्ट्रे GE के लोग ऐसे पड़े रहते हैं. They have their own in-house cafe here. Oh wow. भाई सब कुछ है इधर. Ooh, I think we are entering the library. Except it's not like a book library, it's like an anime/comic book library. Civil War? Wow. Oh, hi. Yeah, what the hell? Ninja Turtles! They have the One Piece collection too. Wow. This is why Riot is right. They have all 7 Dragon Balls. उनकी collection complete है. All their wishes come true. Suki, we need to order one of these to the guild house, huh?
The 7 Dragon Balls?
No, the entire shelf.
ये राइट गेम्स का जो ऑफिस है, they've been around here since the past 6 years. सच बोलूं, it feels like a dream come true to be here.
Oh, that's from Fight Night.
Okay. Oh my god.
Is that where the Olympics is? That's the Olympic Stadium. So the team was at a baseball game like 2 weeks ago. ये देखो ये प्लॉट देखो. GE टावर आ रहा है यहाँ पे. GE टावर.
म्यूजिक रूम में आपका कुछ काम होएगा तो यहाँ आके म्यूजिक सुनो, चिल करो, एंजॉय करो, रिलैक्स करो.
There's also a retractable screen यहाँ, तो ये म्यूजिक एंड मूवी रूम है. देखते हैं अंदर क्या है. बोर्ड गेम रूम है इनका. This ends up becoming a meeting room where they can just pull up one of these and play as well.
Excuse me, you want to play some board games?
All the time.
Who's going to work then?
Not me.
यहाँ पे बहुत सारे कूल चीज़ें हैं, बट सबसे कूल चीज़ जो अभी तक हम लोग ने देखा इज द मैसिव की कैप वॉल. आई डोंट नो कितने की कैप्स होंगे, बट आई थिंक डेफिनेटली 1000, 5000, 10,000 से ज़्यादा लग रहा है. Alt F4 मत दबाना खाली.
Dude, it was insane. Absolutely loved it. I can't believe इतने साल हम यहाँ कोरिया आते जा रहे हैं और राइट के साथ काम कर रहे हैं और अब हम जाके उनका HQ देख रहे हैं सोल में.
इनवाइट नहीं आया था ना.
I'm glad that we got to go see together. मेरा ये कोरिया में दूसरी बार है.
हाँ.
Right. To think that you guys have been coming and going.
क्या बंदा है?
ये मेरा दूसरी बार है कोरिया आके. I'd imagine that you guys would have seen this place at least 5 or 6 or 7, 8 times.
We waited for you, brother. We never do anything alone.
ऐसी प्यारी बात पे आप लोग सब यार प्लीज एक लाइक एक सब्सक्राइब जाएगा. Go to gefighting.com.
ठीक है, अभी रो मत.
Okay.
Yeah.
Honestly, such an amazing experience. Thank you so much to Jake and David for taking us on this tour. मजा आ गया. मैंने एक ही सवाल पूछा, इतने कूल ऑफिस में काम कैसे होता है?
एंड हाँ, राहुल हिंदुजा एंड ऋषिंद्र सिन्हा के चैनल पे भी जाना. तो अगर आप लोग को ये वाला अच्छा आया, डेफिनेटली उधर जाओ. नहीं भी अच्छा लगा फिर भी उधर जाओ.
You said अच्छा आया. Your Hindi was broken. And
considering that I do all my content in Hindi and I'm an experienced Hindi content creator.
I can't believe he's correcting your Hindi. कौन बोल रहा है? It's like अंधा दूसरे की तू चल रही.
वैलोरेंट के 5 साल पूरे हो गए. देखते हैं इंडियन वैलोरेंट के टॉप 10 मोमेंट्स और एंड तक जरूर देखना क्योंकि हर एक पॉइंट पे एक स्पेशल गेस्ट होगा. सबसे पहले नंबर 10. इंडिया में वैलोरेंट जब भी आया तभी लॉकडाउन था पूरी दुनिया में. घर पे बैठ के खेल रहे थे क्योंकि बाहर तो जा नहीं सकते थे.
तो आई रिमेम्बर राहुल एंड आई वी वेंट स्क्रैम्बलिंग एंड हम लोग बेटा की कहाँ से किधर से ला के वी मेड श्योर दैट इन कोविड इन लॉकडाउन वी गॉट ऑल आवर CS pros access and even there were players that were not in G at that point जिनको हम लोग ने access दिलाया just so they could try it for the first time and almost all of them went on to become Valorant pros in India. I'm just saying.
जैसे खेलते गया थोड़ा अच्छा लगता गया, फिर हम लोग भी इवेंट खेलने लगे और फिर दिख गया कि CS तो अभी आगे नहीं चलने वाला है, ये गेम आ गया तो फिर स्विच कर लिया अपन ने भी फुल टाइम.
और पहला ही इवेंट आई थिंक ग्लोबल ईस्पोर्ट्स ने किया था तो वो भी खेले थे.
अभी तक 5 साल हो गए Valorant को, बट एज ऑफ राइट नाउ नो अदर PC गेम इन द हिस्ट्री ऑफ इंडियन esports हैज बीन एबल टू डू व्हाट Valorant हैज टिल नाउ.
वैलोरेंट तो काफी धमाके के साथ लॉन्च हुआ था बट उससे भी बड़ा धमाका था मुंबई लैन पे चीफ गेस्ट है बोमन ईरानी. वो आए थे इवेंट देखने के लिए, प्लेयर्स से मिलने के लिए. और गोलू खेलता है गेम तो नॉर्मल पब्लिक ऐसे पीछे बैठ के खेलती है. गोलू खेलता है फुल मॉनिटर में घुस के, ऑलमोस्ट मतलब इतना क्लोज जाके खेलता है. उसको पता ही नहीं कि सामने कोई आया है उसको हाथ मिलाने के लिए.
वो इतना बिजी है, he doesn't even recognize कि वहाँ पे कौन आए हैं.
बोमन ईरानी सर भी खुद हंस रहे थे क्योंकि क्या कर रहा है ये.
अपन
जीते कैसे? मार के.
3 dates पता है ना आपको, वो जो प्यार होता है सब स्लो हो जाता है भाई. जब हम लोग जीते, जो पेपर्स वगैरह ऊपर से नीचे गिर रहे थे, इट वाज लाइक क्या सब स्लो मोशन में हो रहा है मेरे सामने. सब ऐसा जंप मार के आ रहा है. मेरा लाइफ का वन ऑफ द हाईएस्ट मोमेंट्स था. एंड देन उसके बाद तो वो पार्टी ना आफ्टर पार्टी में मेरा लाइफ का बेस्ट पार्टी था भाई.
जीते हैं, अभी पहला लैन इवेंट है, पूरी कम्युनिटी साथ में आई है, बाकी सारे ऑग्स है, फैंस है, इंडस्ट्री के लोग हैं. 10, 15, 20 लोग थे, 30, 40 लोग आ जाएंगे, 50 मैक्स. विद इन द फर्स्ट आवर 150 लोग पहुंच गए आफ्टर पार्टी पे.
तुम लोग बिल में पता नहीं मैं वो डिटेल्स बोलूं कि वहां का पड़ जाएगी तुम लोगों की.
बोल जो बोलना हो बोल.
7.5 लाख का बिल एक रात में किसने किया तो मेरे को आके बोल देना, और वो भी सैल में भरा है. लाइक दैट इज ओह माय गॉड टू मच.
इस लैन के बाद टाइम था ग्राइंड करने का और इंडियन स्पोर्ट्स के कंपटीशन का लेवल दिखाने का. चलते हैं नंबर 8 पे. 2021 का LCQ इंडियन टीम इंटरनेशनल टीम्स को पहली बार फेस करने वाली थी एक ऑफिशियल इवेंट में. और इंटरनेशनल क्राउड ने कभी एक्सपेक्ट नहीं किया था कि इंडियन टीम जो हमने किया वो करके दिखाएगी.
फेवरेट मेमोरी मेरे को ये था कि जब डैमोन को डाले थे ना, वही है मेरा फेवरेट मेमोरी.
हम लोग पेपर एक्सपो तभी देखते थे, आप बोलते थे हाँ खेल लेंगे इनके सामने, ऐसे होल्ड करके खेलना. जब सामने खेले तब समझा और भी कि क्या होता है, क्या नहीं होता है.
उसके बाद हमारा मैच था F4Q के सामने, वो भी तुम्हें याद आएगा, हमें भी आज तक याद है.
जो भी है रे दर्द है रे बाबा, 1v3 रे.
क्लोज थे यार हम लोग।
दिल से आज पूरा लगा यार। क्या बोलूं 1v3 नहीं होता तो 100% मेरे को मालूम है हम लोग न्यूटन को भी हरा देते थे, पर नहीं हुआ।
और उससे आई थिंक पता नहीं बाकी इंडियन कम्युनिटी भी थोड़ा ज्यादा स्ट्रांग होने लग गया कि ये लोग भी बाकी प्लेयर्स को भी उस टाइम पे कि अच्छा ये लोग कर रहे हैं तो हम लोग भी कर सकते हैं, ऐसा फीलिंग आया। तो वो है मेन।
उसके बाद नेक्स्ट वीसीसी में विल्टी ने अपने को हराया और इंटरनेशनल रिप्रेजेंट किया, विल्टी ने भी अपने साथ। उसके बाद से इंडियन टीम्स में जो जिन्होंने भी इंटरनेशनल रिप्रेजेंट किया है, ओजी ने किया, आरएनटी ने किया है, वो इंडिया की तरफ से खेलने के लिए जा रहे हैं। तो तभी सब लोग यूनिटी दिखाते हैं। प्लेयर्स बहुत सारे एक दूसरे के साथ दोस्त है बहुत सालों से, तो वो लोग कॉल करके बताते हैं, चीयर करते हैं एक दूसरे के लिए। बहुत अच्छा सीन है वो। इन गेम कॉम्पिटिशन तो आपने देखा, अभी दिखाता हूँ आउट ऑफ द गेम फ्रेंडशिप क्या होता है। चलते हैं नंबर 7 पे। मुंबई लाइन के बाद था नेक्स्ट लाइन था चेन्नई। सुकी वहां पे हम लोग को रिसीव करता है वेन्यू पे ढोल के साथ। खेले हम लोग मैच, 2-2 स्कोर हो गया था। मैप का ब्रेक था बीच में फाइनल मैप के पहले, और सडनली फिर से जी के ओनर्स, जो टीम्स फाइनल खेल रहे हैं उनके ओनर, प्लेयर्स उठे, प्लेयर्स भी डांस कर रहे हैं।
Everybody in the show who was supposed to run the entire stream, run the tournament, none of us knew what was happening. We were all very confused, and at that point we couldn't do anything but to give in to the chaos.
और वो लैंड जो जीतेगा वो इंटरनेशनल रिप्रेजेंट करने के लिए जाने वाला है फिर से, और फाइनल मैप के पहले यही चल रहा है। What the fuck?
एंड भाई मैं बोलूं वो टाइम पे ऐसा लगा हम लोग कोई शादी या बारात में नाच रहे हैं, बिकॉज हमें ये मोमेंट ने रियलाइज कराया कि यार ये गेम हम लोग से बियॉन्ड है। एंड एट द एंड ऑफ द डे जीते या हारे हम सब सेलिब्रेट करे थे वैलोरेंट।
अब चलते हैं उस टाइम पर जब इंटरनेशनल टीम्स इंडिया आई थी वैलोरेंट खेलने के लिए। नंबर 6 पे कन्वर्जेंस में तो मजा आया था। वो हो रहा था इवेंट बैंगलोर में और इंटरनेशनल टीम्स भी आई थी। जेंजी ने वो ईयर बाद में डोमिनेट किया था इंटरनेशनली। जेंजी के अगेंस्ट ट्रू रिपर्स काफी क्लोज लेके गए थे। टीआर ऑलमोस्ट जीत गई थी बट जीत नहीं पाए, बट काफी अच्छा परफॉर्म किया था और सबको सरप्राइज किया था। जी वीसीडी टीम का मतलब पहली बार खेलते हुए देख रहे थे इंटरनेशनल टीम के सामने। एक प्लेयर आ नहीं पाया था तो स्किल्स को लेके खेल रहे थे सब इन करके।
The whole team actually, even if you ask Russ about it, ask listening about it, so they will also agree on it. The most fun we had is when we had skills. But then it felt good winning in front of my home crowd and how people were just shouting because we won.
एक अच्छा अंदर से एक दिल का सुकून मिला कि ब्राजीलियन टीम को डाल दिया ऐसा, और मैं एक पार्ट था उसमें।
ई स्पोर्ट्स सिर्फ प्लेयर्स की वजह से नहीं चलता, फैंस भी उतने इंपॉर्टेंट है। चलते हैं नंबर 5 पे। हो ग्लोबल स्पोर्ट्स की वॉच पार्टीज खतरनाक। जो लॉक इन के लिए जो वॉच पार्टी हुआ था और मैं जब ही आया वहां पे वेन्यू के बाहर देख रहा हूँ तो इतनी बड़ी लाइन है। पबजी के कंटेंट क्रिएटर्स भी थे, वैलोरेंट के कंटेंट क्रिएटर्स भी थे, और हर वॉच पार्टी को अलग अलग सिटीज में अलग अलग वेन्यू पे उतने ही fans support करने आते थे।
There was a kid who wanted to get permission to come to the watch party, but his mom wouldn't let him come. I spoke to his mom. She also spoke to his mom, and she insisted she's going to come along. They sat in one of the front rows. The entire match he cheered. She cheered with him.
अच्छा लग रहा है कि अपने बेटे के साथ में मुझे उसकी हॉबी है वो एंजॉय करनी तो मिली।
दूर दूर से भी आते थे, कुछ लोग दूसरे सिटीज से आते थे। भले कभी कभी वो लोग कभी क्या बहुत बार निराश होके गए हैं, फिर भी वही एनर्जी के साथ नेक्स्ट मैच के लिए नेक्स्ट वॉच पार्टी पे सब लोग आते थे।
So that experience is unmatched. It's as close as a LAN experience. Such is the magic and aura and power of going to a G watch party.
उसके लिए पागलपन ही चाहिए कि दूर से आना एक मैच देखने के लिए, जो मैं घर पे बैठ के भी देख सकता हूँ, लेकिन मुझे वो वेन्यू पे जाके फील करना है, एंजॉय करना है। उसके लिए भाई धन्यवाद। अभी चलो बात करते हैं मेरी फेवरेट टीम के बारे में, और शायद आपकी भी। कपा, भाविन, रॉसी, लाइटनिंग फास्ट, स्किल्स। चलते हैं नंबर 4 पे। क्या लेगेसी थी गॉड स्क्वाड की। हम 5 ही ऐसे थे कि जितना टाइम इंडिया में साथ में खेले कभी चेंज नहीं हुआ प्लेयर हमारी टीम का। अप्स एंड डाउन्स देखे साथ में, एक दूसरे से परेशान भी हुए, कुछ चीज़ें पसंद नहीं थी, एक घर में रहे पूरा साल बिना ब्रेक लिए, कंटिन्यूस ग्राइंड करते थे। क्या बताऊँ यार, इसके बारे में तो इतने बार बोल चुके हैं, 2 मूवीज भी देख चुके हो।
जो गेम के बाहर हमारा जो एक बॉन्ड था, जो हम टाइम स्पेंड कर रहे थे सब लोग काउच पे लेट के, यू नो लाइक अभी भी मैं हमारा पुराना व्लॉग्स देखता हूँ, सुक्की का हो गया या भाविन का हो गया, वीसीसी व्लॉग्स ये सब। तो दिस आर द मोमेंट्स व्हिच आर आउटसाइड द गेम व्हिच आई मिस एंड व्हिच आई एम येट टू फाइंड पीपल लाइक दैट और मोमेंट्स लाइक दैट।
द बेस्ट टीम एंड वन ऑफ द बेस्ट एक्सपीरियंस इन माय लाइफ। कभी भूल नहीं सकता और बोलूंगा भी नहीं। हम लोग पांचों के लिए भी होगा वो शायद।
हाँ मतलब वो दोस्ती अलग है। अभी वो लाइफ टाइम के लिए है दोस्ती, भले अलग अलग टीम्स में खेल रहे हैं तो भी वो बदलने वाला नहीं है अभी वो बॉन्ड। चलते हैं नंबर 3 पे। वैलोरेंट में इतने एजेंट्स आए, उसमें फाइनली एक इंडियन एजेंट आया, हार्बर, और उसका लॉन्च भी हुआ था, लॉन्च पार्टी भी हुआ था, उसका म्यूजिक भी प्ले हुआ था।
Getting to watch the performers perform on stage was really fun. We did a lot of dancing that day.
और स्पेशली एक एजेंट आ रहा है गेम के अंदर, उसका पार्टी हो रहा है, ये कुछ अलग ही चीज़ है। तो कम्युनिटी के लिए मतलब कुछ अच्छा करना चाहिए, इसके लिए राइट ने क्या बीच क्लीनिंग एक्टिविटी रखा था। वहाँ पे प्लेयर्स आए थे काफ़ी सारे, सीसीज थे, सब आए, बीच क्लीनिंग किया साथ में सबने। और पहली बार शायद ये गेमर्स ने एक्टिविटी किया रहेगा ऐसा कुछ, ये घर के बाहर निकल के सब क्लीनिंग विनिंग कर रहे हैं। और राइट ने अच्छा मैसेज देने का कोशिश किया है, उनको समझ में आया रहेगा सबको, जिन्होंने कचरा उठाया उनको, कि कितना मेहनत लगता है ये करने के लिए। तो शायद अगली बार से नहीं करेंगे कचरा एक्टिविटी करना, अच्छी बात है। चलते हैं नंबर 2 पे। जी मेकिंग इट इनटू VCT। बहुत सारी ऑर्ग्स ट्राई कर रही थी उसके लिए। जी ने एज ऑर्ग पर्टिकुलर गेम के लिए, टीम के लिए क्या क्या कर सकते हैं वो लोग ने दिखा दिया था। तो राइट ने ट्रस्ट करके उनको स्लॉट दिया पैसिफिक लीग में टीम रन करने का। पहली बार 2 इंडियन प्लेयर्स, एक इंडियन ऑर्ग और 2 इंडियन प्लेयर्स खेलने वाले थे इंटरनेशनल स्टेज पे, VCT के स्टेज पे, जो अब तक नहीं हुआ था।
I think words don't describe the emotion. It felt surreal because everyone at that point thought like अरे जी को कैसे मिलेगा, इतने सारे ऑग्स हैं, कंपटीशन, एंड हम लोग कहाँ कल के आए बच्चे कोशिश कर रहे हैं। But as history says, we got there and we're still there. As every year, we have been struggling, growing and learning. It's been a learning experience, but nothing short of an epic ride.
नंबर 1 पे जाने के पहले देखते हैं कुछ ऑनरेबल मेंशंस। VLT के अगेंस्ट राइवलरी काफ़ी हेल्दी था। इन गेम दोनों अपना जान लगा देते थे जीतने के लिए गेम। कभी हम जीतते थे, कभी वो जीतते थे। और कभी भी ये गेम के लिए, कोई भी स्पोर्ट्स के लिए ऐसा राइवलरी बहुत अच्छा होता है।
और उस दिन बतुरा बोल रहा था कि VLT आज तक कभी एक लैन नहीं जीता, वो मेरे को भी शॉकिंग था। देन आई रियलाइज्ड क्यों VLT लैन नहीं जीता, क्योंकि सब लैन हम लोग जीते।
टाइम आउट के जगह पे सरेंडर किया। VLT ने हमारे अगेंस्ट खेलते हुए उनको लेना था पॉज, और टाइम आउट के जगह पे सरेंडर क्लिक कर दिया।
Velocity Gaming, they tried to click a timeout but accidentally clicked the surrender button.
और हम लोग सोच रहे हैं What the fuck? ये क्या हुआ है? फिर कॉल वॉल किया, मैसेज किया कि क्या सीन है, बाय मिस्टेक हुआ। फिर हम लोग ने स्पोर्ट फ्रेंडशिप दिखाया, एडमिन को बोला कि बाय मिस्टेक हुआ, हम लोग को नहीं चाहिए फॉरफिट, हम लोग गेम कंटिन्यू करेंगे। वैलोरेंट में इंडियन मैप आया लोटस, 3 साइड्स का था बट रिवॉल्विंग डोर से इसमें, और वो डेडिकेटेड है इंडिया के लिए, बढ़िया है। TEC बैंगलोर भी याद है मुझे। जी पार्टिसिपेट नहीं कर रहा है, सिर्फ देखने को गया इवेंट, और वहाँ पे भी इतने सारे फैंस आ रहे थे मिलने के लिए, ऑटोग्राफ, फोटोग्राफ्स। हम खेल भी नहीं रहे फिर भी हमारे लिए चीयर कर रहे हैं। बोल नहीं सकते फीलिंग। गॉड स्क्वाड का लास्ट लैन हैदराबाद, पहला लैन था इंटरनेशनल प्लेयर्स के सामने, और 3 मैचेस में से 2 गेम्स हम लोग जीते। जब भी हम लोग जीते वहाँ पे नीचे उतरे, जैसे ही हम लोग बाहर जा रहे थे ना, वेन्यू के अंदर खाली, इंटरनेशनल टीम्स का वहाँ पे मैच चल रहा है, बट सब फैंस आके हमें मिलने आए, और तभी ऑर्गेनाइजर्स आके बोल रहे हैं कि तुम लोग अंदर आ जाओ। टाइम है नंबर 1 का। ग्लोबल ईस्पोर्ट्स विनिंग VCC 5th मैप था, जिसमें हम लोग 3-9 डाउन थे, और फिर जो मोमेंटम आया हमारे पास।
सबको जो याद ये नहीं है कि वो कमबैक क्यों हो पाया, वो 9-3 का पिस्टल राउंड जिधर कप्पा ने जिताया।
जैसे हम लोग पिस्टल जीते, कप्पा ने वो 2 किल मारे, जिसपे मेरा हील भी था, कप्पा पहले ही टीम का खाया था।
हम लोग इतना फोकस्ड हो गए थे, 5 लॉक्ड इन थे, और रॉसी ने एक बार उसका ऑफ आया, ऐसा परफॉर्म किया है ना। ये VCC बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट इवेंट था, वैलोरेंट का फर्स्ट इंटरनेशनल क्वालिफायर था, तो सब लोग एक्साइट हुए जीतने के बाद।
थोड़ा एक इमोशंस का रिलीज होता ही है कि एवरीवन वांट्स टू विन।
वही याद है, मैं चिल्लाया, गोलो आया, पकड़ के ऐसे नाचते रहते हैं।
डिटेल्स में बता नहीं सकता, बट द इमोशंस आई ऑलवेज हैव इट इन माय हेड एंड हार्ट पे। सही हुआ था, सब नाच रहे थे, सब जंप मार रहे थे,
पागल जैसा सेलिब्रेट करना चालू कर दिया। बट रॉसी ने जो सेलिब्रेशन किया है वो तो सबको याद ही होगा। फिर से एक बार वीडियो देख लेना.
From winning this VCC and heading to the APAC West Chats qualifiers, and who other than SK Rossi to close it out.
वो मूवी में है, वीडियोस में है, इतने सारे हमारे मेमोरीज में है.
ये एक थैंक यू है वैलोरेंट के लिए जिसने हमें 5 साल में इतना कुछ दिया. आपका फेवरेट मोमेंट कमेंट में जरूर बताना.
हुआ कि नहीं हुआ?
स्किल सुन. तू बोल रहा है ना ये उधर दर्द ही दर्द था. Bro, it's not only about the good times, it's also about the bad times we went together. Went through
भाई
together.
इसको कट करना है, मत डालना. इसने वो डालने के लिए बोला है, अब इसने कट कर.
It's more than just a skin. Crafted for precision for those who dare to rise above. This is the Global Esports VCT 2025 team capsule.
And it's calling, and it keeps on calling. So it's calling. You know when the calling's calling more.
It doesn't just sit in your hand, it becomes a part of you. When you wield this GE Classic, you wield the undying spirit of Global Esports.
You know when the calling's calling. And it keeps on calling. It's calling more. And it feels like I'm falling. You know when the calling's calling more. And it feels like I'm falling.
The GE VCT 2025 team capsule. Available in-game in the Esports tab.
Hello everybody, welcome to Global Esports Face Off. My name is Rips, with me is Universe. Today we have a very special show match for you guys. It's Global Esports taking on Team Secret, but it's not just any other show match. This is happening in the brand new map of Valorant. It's happening on Corrode. How are you feeling about this one, Universe?
I'm very excited. I think Corrode, I didn't get much of a chance to look at it, previously, but now we're going to get a very clear and, a detailed look at it and how the pros are going to be, looking at this map as well. I'm pretty sure they would have gotten, the pros of all teams usually do get a bit of, previous access. So we might see some stuff already cooked up, because just to remind you guys, if you are still remembering what Riot told in the beginning of this year, before V25 started, was the fact that the map pool keeps changing every 2 months, which includes the fact that Corrode has just been introduced right before the next split of the international leagues begin. So I think that we are going to be watching this map come into play as soon as the next split begins, which I believe is in the second week of July, maybe the first week of July ending. We've got like about 15-20 days before the next set of Valorant games of each regions begin. So Corrode is most likely going to be a very, very hot map because of all the things that I think you have discovered, Crips. You also had a bit of time to poke around on this map. So please take me through it. I want to hear what your thoughts are.
So, of course, when I played this map by myself, I had early access, so which means I could only play with just the 2 or 3 people who were with me at that time. So I haven't really had the chance to play a full game on this map. But we did see quite a lot of action on the show match yesterday during the finals, which, by the way, the finals was amazing. By the way,
Oh, yeah.
I have so much to speak about Paper Rex, but that's a whole different conversation. My first impressions of the map so far are that even though it's a massive map, right? I'd say that the map is their biggest map yet. It feels really small. It
Yeah,
almost
it
feels
does.
claustrophobic because the lanes are very narrow. There's very few corridors which are long enough where the op is actually viable. In
Mm-hmm.
almost no part of the map do you require an op except for maybe mid, and
Mm-hmm.
even then you might not get to fully use it because people will smoke you off.
Yeah.
And it's got so many corners on mid. People would prefer to kind of just go ahead a little more aggressively and play those tighter angles, force your opponents to clear them with utility, you know. So the op feels very unnecessary on this map, but oh my god, any person who loves a shotgun is gonna have such a blast. The entire map is shotgunable. There is not one such site, not one such place on mid which cannot be held with a judge or with a bucky.
I mean, I also felt like that. I felt like, the fact that you have so much, so many corners to check out is a little bit of a, problem for a lot of people who might hate watching the judge. And you can see the players are joining in the lobby as well as we are continuing this conversation. So I just wanted to understand, there is already a very, clear thing that I saw in the show match as well yesterday was the fact that A main is basically a paper box. I
Yes,
think
entire A
this
site is
map
just a
was
paper box.
released as a tribute to Paper X. Just wanted to go with the embodiment of the fact that we're gonna make a bomb site completely filled with the walls of the fact that you can shoot to practically anything. So give me a little bit about. So I saw the first thing that I saw was when I think it was Ten's team who forgive me, Toast's team who was standing in front of A main. There's that huge wall and that's
Yeah, and then there's
completely
a
spammable across the entire part.
Yeah, and that entire wall is spammable. Yes, there's a tiny hole, not even a tiny, it's a very prominent hole that you can shoot your initiator utility through and spam anyone who's holding
Okay.
in the site. But it's not just that wall. All the other walls alongside it, the one to the left and the one to the right near the elbow, all the walls are spammable. Every
Wow.
single one of them is spammable. The entire site. 3 out of the 4 walls are spammable with an Odin, an Ares, a Guardian, and a Sheriff. Surprisingly, you can't
Not
spam
with
it
the
with the
Vandal?
Phantom and the Vandal. No, you can't spam it with the
I
Phantom and
was
the Vandal.
I mean, I would expect that Phantom probably not, but I didn't expect that the
No,
Vandal.
not even the Vandal. It doesn't do one single tick of damage. The
Wow.
Sheriff, though, if you
Mhm.
manage to scan your enemy and you land a headshot, it will still kill them. You know,
One shot
so
through the wall.
I mean, no, I mean, of course, if they don't have armor, yes, but
Okay.
like
Okay. Got it.
with the wall, 2 shots to the head, and that's
Okay.
enough. And what you would want to do is you want to time your utility in a way where you know that your enemy will be planting or will
Mhm.
be in a position to not break the recon dart. If they break the
Mhm.
recon dart, then it's practically useless.
Yeah.
If you do manage to land the recon and get the scan, then you can kill anyone who's holding sight. So that's actually massive.
Hmm. So I've heard a bit about also the lore of this map, right? I'm not sure where it's been set. If you could educate me about that, Crips.
Hmm.
We know that Lotus is set, of course, in the
It's
South
in Omega
Asian
Earth.
region. It's
It's
it's on
Omega
Omega
Earth.
Earth.
It's
Okay.
Omega Earth. It's in the region of northern France.
Okay.
Although you can see that the whole map has like a big castle theme, it has a whole village vibe over there. The
Mhm.
actual map itself is very small. The area surrounding the map, including the backgrounds, the little tornado, uh, the things that you see outside of the playable area, that is what makes this map the true beauty that it is. Because
Mhm.
scale wise, it is massive. The actual playable area only represents like some 10% of the actual map. Everything else around it, the surroundings, it looks like it's a scene straight out of Game of Thrones. It literally looks like King's Landing,
Mm.
and the castle is beautiful.
Oh yeah, I saw that I think in one of the YouTube videos that were posting about this map. I think that there is the lore that goes around it, and I heard this from the devs as well. Was the fact that they keep this strictly business at the bottom and strictly magical on the top of the map usually. And this is
Yeah.
what they followed. Like what they mean to say is that when you're at the bottom of the map, at the level where the players are moving around, they want to keep it as clean and non-cluttered as possible.
Yeah.
And towards the top, they hide in a lot of Easter eggs. They throw in the more design perspective of the map, where they want to, put in their a lot of their creativity. And there's one very clear theme to this that always lying in all of Valorant's international events that you always see. It's that purple shade that goes across, which is also there on the Masters Trophy. If you've not seen it, you can have a look.
Yeah,
That's
it's
the kind of
beautiful.
theme that they kind of follow. It's very subtle, it's very nice, but apparently these are salt crystals that
Yeah.
are being mined by villagers who live around this little village where it's been set. Slightly feels a little Victorian era-ish, kind
Yeah,
of.
100%.
And I really love that hint of neon purple. It's a very nice color, when you see a crystal of that color and you're like, ooh,
Yeah.
I want that.
Yeah, it's a very beautiful color that they've come up with, and like the Hogwarts like infrastructure of the map, which Hogwarts slash Game of Thrones, whatever medieval fantasy is, tickles your pickle. That kind of fantasy, along with the arched shape of the salt crystals, it makes for a really beautiful setting, and that's kind of like the
Yeah.
best part about this entire map. You mentioned that the playable area towards the bottom will be clean, but everything else towards the top of the map, if you look up at the sky, it's gonna be very, very cluttered, and it's gonna be full of items. So gone
Yeah.
are the days when you have to look up at a patch of sky and look at this particular line in the cloud and then go for the lineup. No, you don't need to do that anymore. Every time you look up at the sky, there's gonna be at least something, maybe the roof of a castle, or maybe some drawing, or maybe a crane. One very clear landmark which you can use for your lineups. You don't have
Yeah.
to then look at the color of the sky and then line it up with that. There's nothing arbitrary like that.
There's something that reminds me of this, by the way. I've not seen the top yet completely, but I think that the A site is the first site in Valorant which is completely covered from the top. Most
Yeah,
sites
yeah.
are within an area where it's open on the top, but I think this is the first site in
It's
Valorant
completely
which
covered.
is covered, which
It's completely
means
covered, yeah.
your Sova lineups from outside the site, your Killjoy lineups, your Viper lineups, everything, all your Molotovs are gone. You have to kind of aim them maybe through the lobbies itself, which is on the left
Yeah.
and right, and that includes the fact that you will be susceptible to more gunfights and you will need more protection, or the fact that you just have to use that utility to execute the site, which again, you have no preset utility that you can attack on the A side. I'm only talking about the A side here.
Yeah.
You have no preset utility unless you have something that flies literally across the map, which is not a thing of matter
Yeah.
here. But
Yeah.
it's very interesting. I like that. And I heard the dev say this in the introduction video as well, where they saw that clip of Bind, where there's a Harbor ult, there's a Sova ult, there's a Raze
Yeah.
ult, there's a Neon and everybody flying in. They saw that and they're like, okay, we need a little bit less of maybe what happened there.
Correct.
And you
Correct.
can see, like, you mentioned that this is the largest map, but given the fact that this map is also something that is very tiny sites where you can
Yeah.
plant the spike, those regions are actually very tiny, and
Yeah.
they are more susceptible to the fact that you have to fight more to take people
Yes.
out rather than actually throw
Correct.
an utility that you think can get you in.
Correct. You're right about the A side especially, and what you said about you have to flush people out with your actual gunfights, that applies more towards the B side. If you go towards the B side, there are way too many corners for an attacker to clear with just utility alone.
Oh yeah.
Now, unless you guys are communicating telepathically and cycling your utility one after the other, or if you're allowed the luxury to have a gecko reclaim his utility and then use that utility again and again and again, you will have to use gunfights at some point or the other. Because I tried to get lineups this entire morning. I was just picking up Fade, picking up Sova, and every time I found a lineup, it will reveal 3 out of the 5 possible playing positions, but 2 of them will always be covered. So you will need to either chain a lot of utilities together to overwhelm the site, or you will have to hope that the defenders come out, they fight you, and you manage to get a pick on them. You
Yeah.
are hoping that the defenders will get greedy, they will fight you early on, and you get the picks on them. So defaulting will be compulsory on a map like this.
Yeah, I
And,
agree.
for attackers as well, whether you go slamming into the B side as a 5-man unit, or whether you try to split with mid, both the options are equally viable, because there's so many small corners that individual lurkers can find amazing timings, but if you try to 5-man contact as a whole team, it's not going to be possible. One judge around the
Yeah.
corner will completely decimate you. So
Yeah.
you really have to maintain your pacing that way. And even after playing for like some 5-6 hours, I couldn't figure out what's the most optimal pacing to play this at. Do you go in as a full 5-man rushing unit, or do you play it slowly? There's still no clear answer to that, at least not yet. Hopefully this show match will give us a couple of answers like that.
Yeah, no, I agree, but I think that this map has been made with the idea of giving a lot of emphasis on the mid region, right? Because you can see that it is a huge part of it. There's a lot of corners on mid as well. A lot more for the attackers than compared to the defenders, POV wise, when you're sitting there.
Yeah.
But I think that if you see both the A side and B side entrances, right? It's very Sunset-esque. You've got that beam and entrance, which is almost very similar to Sunset, but a little just kind of more compact than what you see on Sunset. It's just that one hallway that you see. You can set up the op there, but what not. And on the A main as well, there is an angle that is more similar to Abyss's A main, where the minute the wall drops down, you take like 1 centimeter ahead, you can see right towards where the op angle usually holds, right? From the other side of the barrier, the defensive side barrier and the attacking side barrier are just 1 centimeter away from watching each other. But ladies and gentlemen, we'll figure all of this out and more as we head into the game. We spoke about all about the map, but let's please welcome Global Esports and Team Secret. Of course, I'm pretty sure that a lot of you are going to be watching our new team for the first time, because yes, the EWC qualifiers did happen. Unfortunately, the matches were not streamed, but we get to see them now, and even the newly formed Team Secret.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what Team Secret has to bring to this table. Of course, our own team, they did have a decent performance in EWC. They managed to take down T1 as well, but we didn't really get to see it. You know, everybody who was watch partying it were also just showing you scores. So this will be the first time you get to see these guys in action. And I'm also quite happy that we get to see them on the new map, because then this will show us the true potential of a team that hasn't had any time to practice, and it will force them to just take their gunfights on pure individual brilliance and on the spot communication qualities. There's no preparation over here, so it just shows raw talent of each team.
Yeah. Speaking of raw talent of each team, it seems like everybody's gone for what they love playing in their ranked games the most. We've got Nizzy on Reyna. I hear they're clearly here to just kind of explore the map a little bit more. This is more for them to have fun with each other and just see what lies ahead, because of course, you know, this map, the amount of stuff that can be cooked up will be coming up in the next couple of weeks. They only have, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, about 2 weeks, maybe I would say max 20 days to prepare for this map, because Pearl is moving out. If you guys haven't noticed, I haven't seen the news yet, Pearl will be moving out, Split will be moving out, and we will have Bind coming back in alongside Corrode. And not to mention that you also will be able to play this in competitive from day one itself. Usually you have a separate queue, but you should be able to play Corrode from day one itself on competitive. And also, what I heard personally, which I'm very happy about, is the fact that if you lose on Corrode, you will only lose 50% of your rank rating. But if you win, you will get 100% full of what you deserve to get.
So yeah, it's encouraging you more to play on this map in a competitive setting rather than giving you a separate queue. I'm sure there will be a separate queue as well for people who don't want to play ranked. But obviously, the way you play in an unrated or a swift play like fashion is very different from a proper competitive game. So that's why Riot are encouraging you to play this as much as possible in the competitive setting. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to enjoy this map, but at the same time, I think a couple of people might even hate it. It's almost like how they treated Fracture. Like at the beginning, the pros loved it, the casters loved it, but there was a small part of the community who was like, please get this out. So I'm guessing that this map will also be given the similar treatment. Okay. So we have Secret starting off on the attacking side. Meanwhile, GE on defense. They're going to stack 3 towards mid and go for it. But Udothon gets overwhelmed. And see, that's exactly what I was talking about. If it is possible to 5-man B-rush a side. But if you stay on the side to just hold the plant, you will not be able to hold it. You have to go out and take more space, as what the Riot Devs also told us in the show match yesterday.
Yeah, I can already see the uses of Gecko on this map, by the way. Those are over the head, over the wall flashes are really, really good already, as you can see. Flanks coming in from GE. Continuous fight. They're already expecting the flank here. Zespew. First shot, not going to work. And for Ban, but it will for Nizzy towards the end. And Luigi, who I believe, I'm not sure who is Luigi right now. Is that... Okay. Kelly S is... By the way, again, for the people who are, still under the weather about keeping up with Valorant news and you're watching this right now, yes, Kelly S, who was a part of GE, is now in Team Secret, and we have gotten Yoman, and we also have Ban on our roster. So that is a change that if you are not aware of, I'm pretty sure most of the people are, if you're not aware of, that's what's recently happened, and that's what's going to be showcased in Split 2 of Pacific as well.
Yeah. And Luigi that you see on the server right now is Crystal. Wait,
Crystal,
please tell me
okay.
Envy has a lineup. Does he have a lineup? Where does it go? It's probably gonna go somewhere. Okay, that's a failed lineup. Yeah, that doesn't go anywhere. Okay, hey, that was at least a good attempt. But you can see that Dizzy has already crossed over the wall. It's in the B side right now, so he can probably recover it on top of Hut. The smoke will hold back Team Secret for the time being. I mean, they've already lost one play. I don't believe this was a proper fight. They probably got that pick through the smoke, but now the fight begins. Yoman trying to jump spot across the corner. Zespew, along with Nizzy, will try to dive into the site. He crashes into the wall, straight into the dance process. Lovely double by Nizzy. That was insane.
Oh, wow.
But eventually, Yoman will clear up the rest of the crew.
Well, Yoman stands tall with the Sheriff, and he's able to manage a 3k there. And Team C are very keen on taking that fight no matter what. They didn't choose to make a decision to rotate back. And that's going to give us a 1-1. I hope the game goes at least for a prolonged bit, because I would love to see as many things as possible that these players might have seen already on this map. Mid pick, it seems Global Esports a little keen on challenging both mid and A at the moment, but I think Ban and Crystal are going to be the first ones to find a lot of contact. Again, the Gecko flash broken easily, but so will Ban's skull. That was quite the shot from Envy. And it seems like the Geckos love their Sheriffs at the moment. That Deadlock Stun's going to hold them off for a couple more seconds. Papi, up close from mid. Have to be a little careful about this corner. One each from Yoman and Crystal. Once again, a smoke to cover him off. Yoman should be able to get away here. Expenses his flash. Throws in little boy here. And he's going to bro. Gets a little bit of damage. Support coming in. Uraton makes short work. But he's got... Okay, a stun coming in. We just move into the cliff for a second there. And yeah, there we go. Final 1v1. Spike on him. And Papi's looking... I thought he was going to go for a knife first.
No, but I don't think Envy checks this.
No, he doesn't. You're right. He doesn't.
Almost checks it. But then he walks right past.
Papi's just going to...
He's got plenty of time. He can even go to B if he requires.
Well... Oh yeah, that's one thing I was actually very interested to know. The rotation timings between A and B. What do you think that's like? You said it's a bigger map in terms of rotation, but a smaller map on the spike planting side. How much time have you seen? How long it usually takes? Compared to other maps?
It feels the same as Ascent. Like generally, if you just go via spawn to spawn, it will take you 15 seconds to get from A to B.
Okay.
Of course, you can cut it short if you ignore the safer rotation routes and just go directly via the top of mid, which often will be covered up in a smoke.
Yeah.
So that will cut the time down to like 13, 14 seconds. So it feels a lot like Ascent. Like the moment you leave A heaven and you try to go towards B, you will reach the other side in a similar amount of time.
Okay. Understood. Alright, here comes another attack on that B side once again to try and exploit the Thrash. It will not connect. I thought it actually got him over there, but Ban's going to be able to get away with one as well. Kelly will trade back while Oreo gets another as well. And Yoman on Heaven will find a flank that he just did not expect to come in that quickly. Crystal misses his shots. Ban's going to just sit and bait him for a second. Trying for a little bit of a solo peek here. Solo... clutch here, not gonna work out. And that one, I wanted to also mention that highlight Heaven spot on B, which is very high up, by the way. It's very vertical. but
Yeah.
it's also very
Yeah.
tiny in terms of how many people can be. It's not. It's kind of like the size of like 3/4 the size of the heaven on Haven window A side.
Correct. Bang on, bro. That's exactly what it feels like. If you try to stand over there and spam, you will get spammed back. There's not
Yeah.
enough room to stand over there, and it is a lot more vertical. Yes, so you will have to really struggle a little to get your crosshair positioning right at the headshot level. And there's quite a lot of elevation changes in the area just approaching that as well. Oh my god, that's a lot
okay.
of
Oh
flash.
my god. Well, Wild Oria's gonna get away with that. I don't know what just happened there, but a double judge kill and then a double vandal spray down. Everybody got a piece of their puzzle, but it's going to be Crystal up against Wild Oreo. A 1v1 that we might see a couple of times in the Pacific as well when these two teams go up against each other. And it seems that Crystal's completely aware, but not of his aim. He knew the position, but somehow forgot to put the crosshair on his head. 2 and 3. That is a solid effort from Papi, honestly, who went for a knife kill at the end. He had nothing else to work off, obviously, but great recovery.
Yeah, great recovery indeed. And that's what happens. If you manage to stack the correct side, it is very easy to smother the attackers as they'll be coming in from just B main. And so far, Team Secret haven't really tried exploring mid as much. They've only been hitting A and B side with brute force 5-man executes.
Smoke.
And let's be honest, there's plenty of ways to dodge all that initiator utility. So it will boil down to gunfights. And as I say that they haven't really been taking a lot of mid control, here they come. Their first expedition towards mid, and Urutan already sprays down Wild Oreo through the smoke.
Oh, there's a whole army there. There's nothing Crystal could do there. Here comes Yoman now. He's got a flash, but he's got a rocket coming his way as well. And Kelly S is just gonna tear him down. Blast him straight down. Here he goes now. Urutan. He's putting down his ult as well. And that's gonna slow down a bunch of players. So this attack has just been completely shunted out, but nothing really pushed on the back of that ultimate, so nothing really been done here. Papi does get the first kill though. That's gonna bring it to a 3v3, and he's got an ultimate and he's gonna stick it. That is a horrible place to be in. Papi will take care of that entire elbow region on A. And Crips, remember when I said that Brimstone could be good for this map earlier before the broadcast?
This is what you meant, yeah. I mean, I agree. The areas are really small, so one orbital strike can cover a massive amount of space. And if you're stuck in an unfortunate position like this, there's no way out.
I feel like an orbital strike could also cover the entire site. What do you think?
Yes, more than just the actual site. And it's not just going to be like cover the planting area. No, it's going to cover way more than that. So yeah, orbital strike's very viable, but there's not a lot of scope of Molotov usage over here unless you spray it down on the floor in front of you rather than using those long lineups. I feel like teleporting characters like Omen can also do really well. Oh, that's a lovely grab net. Easy triple kill for Uratan. Could have been a quadra as SBU tries to recover the weapon. Yeah, finally his kill tree will be put to an end. But like I said, I think even Omen can be quite viable since there's quite a lot of spots where you can shroud step across and be very sneaky beaky.
Oh no, Zesbu tried to go across the wall, got just a little bit hindered there by the second arm of that wall. Couldn't go all the way through. That's going to be Euro's clip of the day that he's going to take home. As Global Esports tie up the score and go one further as they'll putting up 2 in a row. So far, what do you think are the agents that might be the most viable on this? I've told Brimstone, but you mentioned Omen as well. Give me a bunch of initiators that you think might work on this.
I think Fade and there's not too much scope of a Stoa lineup since there's quite a lot of areas that will still be covered, but the double Prowler will be helpful. Poor ban. Can't escape. I thought he was just out of the range of his teleport, but Zespew, those are some sharp plays.
Oh, they're pushing in, and Papi gets a double. Could have been more. And here comes the sniper on top of the roof. Manages to spot one, but does not connect it. Yudo's gonna have to back away here. And he's going back towards mid to just take a little bit of a longer, but maybe more effective route. But the problem is that he's already been out-cleared completely. Heaven's been cleared out. Thrash has been sent down to the side, and Yudo, he's not going to check this corner, is he? He doesn't even need to. Nizzy's going to take him down. That's going to be a third for Nizzy in this round as Global Esports and Secret going toe for toe in this fun little matchup on Corrode.
Yeah, and you see that Secret are changing up their pathing towards the B side again and again. The last time they went towards the B side, they dove in towards the left hand side and went to clear elbow first, then took heaven control with that. This time, they completely ignored elbow, just flooded in towards the right side and decided to take control towards the B link area more. That's the area that connects the B side and the mid area. So small changes in pathing will really throw Global Esports off guard on this defense because their positions will keep on changing. Oh no, Crystal detains himself with the grab net. Kelly, yes, still having his movement about him, his feet unencumbered by grab nets. Will be able to jump across and kill him.
Spike planted.
Yeah, well, we did mention that the AWP is not as viable on this map, especially not on retakes anyway. Zesby is gonna make him go around to the next round now, and Euro's gonna get a trade for his work, but the problem is he's still on side. That smoke's gonna grab him a little bit of more space to actually work with. It helps Kelly more than it does Papi or Eurotan. And Secret are gonna get away with another one here. It seems like the B side is a little bit of a favorite here, just purely of the fact that the Gecko is very, very useful with the utility flying up over the wall and people running in behind it.
Yeah, if you can time your Gecko utility right, you will have so much success. So I think the defenders will have to contest the early areas more and make sure that they don't give up the side too easily. Like, sure, if you're unable to contest A main, you can always fall back, play from elbow, always fall back, go towards heaven, and there's more room for you to play, even though you keep on giving up areas one by one by one. But yeah, if you're just getting slammed, you have no choice. Well, that could have been a potential high-low. Nice jump up over there by the Jet to get the spot on him. Envy and Valdoria getting a double of their own. This is the first successful mid to A hit by Team Secret. And it's working wonders. Unless this ultimate can do something from Vele.
Oh, Euro. Great shot. Thespius out with the AWP and he gets it working in close range. They get to the A side. No, they're going to the B side and Euro's gonna wrap them all the way around from main. They've got more than enough time to actually go ahead and expect him to come in from there. So you can see now how long it actually takes to rotate in if you want to go on the flank. It's quite a bit of time.
It's quite a long time if you're just flanking. It's really unviable.
Yeah. Well, he's got a 1v2 up ahead and he's going to check every single corner. And these are the number of corners that you might have to check, ladies and gentlemen. So many different places. Oh, the one spot, he's seen one. And that's an open angle that you might be susceptible to yourself. He does not expect the second on heaven. That's going to be 6 for Secret here, as we will be moving forward with them taking another bunch of rounds, stringing it together. And a couple of ultimates still available. We have seen Europe put down 2 results already, which have been pretty useful if there was some people following it up. So you can see that the big range ultimates, and speaking of this, I was going to mention, what do you think about the Breach Teo comp again on a map like this?
I am not sure about Theo, since there's way too many angles for Theo to even clear. He'll run out of utility before he can even be viable. Nice couple of entry cracks by Secret. But yeah, I think Breach can be really nice, because one fault line will be able to cover a massive area of the site, and the corridors are really narrow. So if you're in the right spot, it's impossible to dodge the fault lines.
Last player standing.
Yeah, well, Team Secret are kind of on a roller coaster right now. They're running through their opponents, and Yoman's in a 1v5. Any couple of ultimate orbs that he can grab up here will be good. One's already down the drain. He's going to look for one more, so that he'll have a Thrash available at least for the final round of this game. And he's got opportunities walking his way, but nothing of that sort. 2 orbs collected at the very least from him, taking 1 kill off of this. And that's going to be number 7 for Secret as they head into the second half with a round advantage of a minimum of 2 and a maximum of 4. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't been told yet by us, apologies, but this is going to be played out to match round 24, which means that the team that reaches 13 will technically supposed to be the end game right there, but the match will go on until a total of 24 rounds are played between these two teams. So you get a little more than just the victory round.
Yeah, you're gonna see all the rounds on attack and on defense. It's exactly like watching a scrim. You play out all the rounds. Oh my god, that close-up was going to be amazing, but Papi with the judge up close could be the difference maker here. Gets only one for his efforts. Zesbu up close with the op, executes him. I know I said that the op isn't really viable on this map, but goodness, if you're as sharp as Zesbu, you can use anything you want.
Oh, another
This guy
great
just
shot from
unstoppable.
him. Yeah, another triple, and Wild Oreo is going to secure that final frag. Crystal goes down 8-4, and Global Esports feeling a little bit of the anonymity of this map. And it's going to be a little, of course, difficult for them because it is, of course, brand new. Maybe even they should have gone for a triple duelist setup. What do you think?
I think a triple duelist might be viable if you are using Phoenix or even something like a Neon, who can easily scale up and have the utility to cover all close angles. I think Arena will be absolutely useless in this map because there's so many close angles, the Leer will do nothing.
Yeah, plus it is also being nerfed as well. It's been brought
that
down.
nerf is... okay, the HP goes from 100 to 80 for the Leer. That's an okay change. It's not that big of a nerf. But then on a map like this, when there's way too many close angles, I think the Leer itself is useless. It doesn't matter how much HP it has.
Yeah, a lot of Gecko utility just exchanged between these two teams over here while a flank's already coming in from mid. Look how deep he's gotten, but Ban's ready for it. Delivers a headshot, and now they focus their attention back towards the B side where they've got multiple corners to worry about. Smokes already expended, nothing more left. The flash broken down. One smoke comes out to clear a close corner on the right, but not on the left. They don't even check Wild Oreo until the end. All of them are low, but Envy just cleans up even before Global Esports can enter the site. And one after the other is just going to be Secret wiping the floor. It's a massacre on B main, but again, this is the kind of stuff that you need to be worried about when you're playing Corrode. Just make sure you check all your angles, even if you've got a Gecko flash going through. One or the other angle might be, just missed at some point. Teammates need to remember. You do too as well.
Yeah. And this is one of those maps where shooting down the Gecko utility that's flying over, shooting down the Fade Horns, the Sova Recons is going to be extremely important because some of these angles are one-and-done angles. Unless you're a Chamber or a Yoru, you can't get away from them. If you're stationed over there, you are going to die holding that angle.
Oh, Nizzy gets away, but he's got a tail, and that tail's going to have to run back through. But there is another one that follows.
Stinger's working so well in tight corners. Triple for Global Esports as Luigi picks up 2. That's Crystal. Even Papi has 1. Deadlock walls can be quite tricky if you manage to hide the absolute center of it. There can be lineups for it. Get triple peaked. Envy has no chance over there, but Kelly, yes. He's done good work. He's isolated both the frags and his opponent is quite low. Yeoman is just going to have to play time now.
Yeah. Again, Kelly's going to have to check multiple angles. That wall's going to expand. So that's going to give him some semblance of confusion, but not going to be the case as Yoman's very quick on that flank and they deliver number 5 on the board. And that is going to be their first attacking round of the hand. And once again, Global Esports and Stingers, a love story made for 2025.
I guess so, yeah. Stingers, Shorties, Judges, all of them are going to be quite viable on this map. For all of you run and gun fans and people who are not a fan of aiming with precision, this is going to be your turn to shine. I'm sorry if that sounds rude, but that's just facts.
Oh yeah, caught for one, taken out for another. Zesbu goes in, tries to recover that Outlaw. Will be able to get away with it, but he's going to have to lose his teammate in return on mid. Papi has got his Deadlock right next to him, and Crystal and Papi are a pretty dangerous duo, but it seems like Secret want to explore other parts of the map. They want to head in towards A. They're getting a little confused now because there's a pick-off on mid. So Zesbu is going to hold on to that B main side. He's going to call that there's nothing happening here. But while the plant is going to slowly walk into A, the other two are hopefully going to look for a pick on B. And that's going to be on the back of a fake. Zesbu gets another. The headshot's clean. And that's the first angle you need to smoke off while entering the site and checking the other.
Yeah, you either smoke off the right-hand side and completely ignore that side of the map, or you smoke elbow in heaven and try to fight that right inside.
Oh, they're still confused that this is a B plant, isn't it? I mean, they of course they want to try and kill Papi, but when they find him, no, they won't. Papi, as long as he stays alive on that side, he was causing enough of a distraction for those two players to be just waiting there, and he's managed to take out both of them with just one smoke around him.
Yeah, smoke shenanigans can be quite useful if you know how to do them. There's, at least in the first few weeks, a lot of people will be confused about the angles that you need to pre-aim in these smokes. So exploit them while you can. Kelly up against his old teammates. Doesn't have much going for him. Even the molly will make sure he can't get the defuse. He's at least gonna...
Okay.
Yeah, of course he's gonna have a little fun with Papi's body over there.
Yeah.
As one would expect, they were quite close when they were playing together.
Well, Global Esports, on the back of a very successful Papi patience play, will hand themselves number 6 as we go on the board further. And Team Secret now have a full buy, which includes an op once again on Zesbio. He was dangerous with it on the attack. What can he produce on the defense? Because they are heading, by the way, all in straight directly to his direction. And he will be taking first contact. He's already called for one person to take out the flash if it comes through. Here comes the ultimate, and even before Crystal can land it, Zesbio is too fast on the trigger. Second to follow up, jumps out for the third, and Ban says, nope, no more. And he gets a double himself. Evens out the trades.
2-piece from either side. And while your sprays through, knows exactly where the ult orb is. The moment it gets tapped, Yeoman is deleted. No more flashes available for GE. How do you enter now? You can't even isolate a lot of angles. The smokes will run out eventually, but Papi Ban don't need any utility. They just bait it out and win the fights. Kelly on hot pursuit, coming in from behind them once again. But they're still doing their due diligence. They're still clearing every single corner. This is one thing. If you're going to go towards A main, give up a sound cue there, and then go back towards mid, that can be quite fast. Those rotations will be quite quick.
Yeah.
And they will be out of the audible range of the people on site. So you can actually run across while trying to flank. But if you're going to try to go all the way around from like spawn or something, that will end up taking quite a lot of time. So you really need to be familiar with all the mid areas, and in order to shave off some time, you need to be absolutely sure about which angles you need to check and which angles you can ignore.
Bunch of ultimates available. Oh, once again, we've got a showstopper coming in on the defensive side this time. Kelly S. And they've got a very, very, very strong setup on B. Zesbio wants to go over the walls, and he's gonna get shut down by Ban. Nades, flashes, bodies, everything being committed here, and everything's been shut down by Papi and Yudatan. And what they thought they could do, Global Esports did that in the first couple of rounds of the first half. Unfortunately, Secret not successfully recreating the same. They threw in everything. Every single piece of utility went in first, and then they committed bodies, but Papi was ready for it all, especially the first kill from Ban. Really well done.
Yeah, indeed. And G have been finding quite a lot of success every time they try to default like this. Whenever Secret try to go in aggressive, if GE managed to win a couple of gunfights and even out the numbers, their chances of converting the round become so much higher. And in a map like this, you have to bait out the utility and the fights from the defenders. You have to get the pick early on.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you turn it into a game of patience, the defenders will have way too much space, and you will be you will run out of utility eventually to clear it out.
Yep. That little boombot's gonna give them information that A side is pretty heavy from Global Esports players, and Envy trying to hold on to a crossfire, triple crossfire at that point. Envy gets ready for Yudatan, but there's nothing more he can do except for just give his life up with that ultimate once again coming into play. But Kelly, his own ultimate to counter what was done by Papi there, and that leaves Ban alone in a 1v3. He does have the tour de force, but he's going to have to put it into great use because he's got all three players in front of him. First angle, Zesbio misses, and so will Ban. He won't expect the two players up close. That's 8 to 10. As once again, showing what maybe a couple of players might end up, be tending towards in their ranked games in almost every rank. A Brimstone looking very useful in this map. Even a Deadlock, if you're able to find these corners of, putting the net down, which seems to be a little bit more easier on this map compared to others, because like you said, the contact lines are very narrow when it comes to entering and exiting the sites, which means if you know they're coming there, one Deadlock, if you play a Deadlock, one Deadlock nade and an ultimate could change the entire round.
Correct. And there's no way to dodge the Deadlock ult. There's no way to dodge the Brimstone ult. The map is just too small. It's too claustrophobic for you to run away. Same with raised rockets. There's gonna be very few Rosa ults on this map.
Yeah. That's true. Heavy mid commitment from both sides over here. That smoke's gonna help Wildorio probably get one. No, they're ready for it. First angle being checked. The second one being taken out as well. Wildorio trying to stay alive. He will be blinded. He will manage to get away with one, but he's got too many angles to look at. Back he goes, gets away, refracts to safe position, and has left now Crystal in this corner, but he's going to have to try and wait it out. Not sure why Crystal decided to peek out, but it works out in the end anyway, because Ban's coming in from the flank. SBU manages to get the trade once again, a 1v1. Pretty sure he's been hurt here, Ban. Puts on a TP in a very interesting spot. Goes to plant on B, and now he's going to have to worry about a flank.
Yeah, but now he's got so many angles that he needs to be wary of. He needs to take control of at least one of these places. He's playing within his teleport range.
Switching either.
I don't know if Zespu has noticed the rendezvous over there, but from this position, Ban... Yeah,
no, he took it back. He took it back.
But that could be a really bad instance of timing over here. I think he's heard the footsteps now, because Zespu isn't really making his position a secret. So, yeah, he's just going to play directly under him. Hello there.
Yeah, that's...
There's very, very few instances where you check directly under you, right? Like, it just feels unnatural to swing the mouse there.
Yeah, unless you're on Haven, where you have to check a little bit of space underneath Heaven. But this is almost... you 99% of the times, you don't check that. If you do, you've got probably the best game sense in the world.
And forget about checking. It's very uncomfortable to shoot directly underneath your feet. Like,
no, I mean like for an info jump. You know, like
yeah,
for an info jump maybe. But yeah, either way, Zespu was just playing blind.
Ooh, smokes early on. They're gonna use the Vele ult, dash through in towards A elbow. The rest of them a little late to follow up, but yeah, when they do, Wildorio will succumb. Invi was playing inside the smoke, hoping to buy himself a little more time, but he does get forced to sit down. And that's gonna be the end of him. A side pretty much under control, under lock in key. There's very little that Kelly can do right now along with Zesbu to go for the retake like this. They might even consider saving, and that won't be possible since Ban is on the hunt from behind them.
He's got a target across the smoke. He's just gonna slip away from that. Ban out of the knife. Has been spotted though. Euro might be keen on kind of tailing that little piece of info, but a judge, forgive me, a Bucky in his face, and he will be put to rest. Kelly's holding a very close angle to this A side, and he might be able to get away with one. He will pick up the knife to go for another, but Euro's ready for it. And he takes a little bit of revenge for Buck.
Yeah, I think Kelly's the only person they can probably do this to, since they are friends like that, having spent so much time together. I don't think anyone else would take it in good spirit, but yeah. With Kelly, they can do all these things. It's all chill between them. Oh, I would love to see some mid aggression this time. There's quite a lot of one-way spots on mid, by the way, for both attackers and defenders. So I like that. But equally, if you're gonna play like a Chamber or a Yoru in one of these spots and hold the one-handed angles and then get away with murder,
yeah,
you would be such an annoying player to deal with.
Oh, I think Crystal just spotted a pixel on Heaven, or he's just trying to find. Oh, there it is. He comes to spot, and Envy's gonna manage to get away from that preemptively. Understood that minute he shot a bullet, he will be a target, and he will be indeed in the end. Ban will try one of his own. Not gonna work out though. Wildorio is gonna ban him from this round. 4v4, and Global Esports still absolutely not giving up this B main side, and now they enter in as well.
Smoke on top of it. I kind of want to know what angles this covers. Does it cover heaven fully? Is it possible to dive under it? But says Pew, he's still not been smoked off, holding towards B-Link. Walled off indefinitely. So it's going to be difficult to break this one, but I don't think anyone's going to peek him now.
Nah, that...
never mind. Crystal does.
Ooh.
How does he get away with that?
Call out sick next time, yeah?
Just about does. I think I'm not sure if this has happened recently, but I think the mobility under the GravNet has been very slightly improved. I kind of felt that even in my game. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm just overthinking to myself.
Under placebo. I guess I'll have to read through the passion notes once again.
I don't think it was mentioned anywhere. Obviously, I don't think Deadlock's gotten any changes, but maybe previously. But I feel like there's like, a little bit more space I can move around. Before, it felt like when you're sat, you just move like half an inch.
I mean, I haven't seen any Deadlocks in my ranked games in the last 2-3 weeks, so I can't really say. Bond, lovely shot, diving over and across, and he executes Kelly.
Damn.
Snaps back to safety. That is intense. It's going to be so hard to keep track of a Vele like that who's just dashing over your heads.
Well, clearly with what we've seen so far, and I think the audience will agree with this as well, is the fact that this map seems to favor a lot of what the attackers will try to do, irrespective of how many corners they have to check. If the fights are coming to you in these main sites, right? If the fights are coming to you towards the main sides, there's actually just like a few angles that you need to be worried about, unless mid is involved. Because if that is the case, the amount of verticality that you can produce with just your agents being involved is more than enough for the attackers to feel a lot more confident.
One rare orbital strike which doesn't really do anything. And we've seen many successful orbital strikes, especially when players are holding these one-handed angles. But yeah, here's the verticality that you mentioned, Universe. There's a lot of angles that the agents with vertical can just simply manufacture on a whim. Jet doesn't even need the updraft for a lot of these angles. She can just glide towards it with her passive. And that just changes the game so much, keeps it so fresh. Keeps the attackers guessing all the time.
Yeah.
Right here.
But Crystal has been landing these Gravnets with a surprising amount of consistency.
Oh, he gets away and the flanks come in at the right time. There's a triple flank and Global Esports are completely unaware of this. Yep, that's going to be a very, very, very clean round. As we come into 12 and 11, we have gotten through with most of the rounds here. But we've got just a little bit more to go as well.
Yeah, did you see what was written in chat?
Oh, yeah, I did.
Yo, man, ask for the 5v5 op mid.
Yeah.
No smokes.
Okay, there's a timeout from Elevated.
Elevated locking in, man. Elevated is locking in. He's like, all right, guys, I'm gonna make sure that we have the right lineups for flashes and recons in this battle. They only mentioned smokes. They didn't mention anything else. And there's quite a lot of initiative utility, not just the geckos, but you can even use what else can you use? You can probably use the Brimstone Molly if you have a lineup.
I think Yudo's just gonna rip them an ult and then slow down everything. Make it even more funny.
That would be kinda ungentlemanlike.
Let's go 5v5 full smoke op. Okay. I think that's what Elevated want to tell. I think Elevated wants to do this for the player, for the audience, guys. He took the time out for the audience. He wants to make it as chaotic as possible for your entertainment. Formless, all the best in what you're gonna do in this. But they're keeping insurance keys as well right next to them. Okay, Envy, you dirty man. No scope. Okay, no scope. No, they're gonna go in with the scopes. Okay, here we go. The chaos has ensued. Here comes the thrash. Here's multiple ops just firing. Okay, there's the ultimate other one as well. It's gonna slow everybody down. Yudo's running around with a sheriff. Okay, this guy doesn't care. She hits the one shot. He's coming out. What in the world? No scope after no scope. Who comes out? It's a 1v1. Thrash following it in. And it's going to be Envy with the knife. Throws the gun in his face, disrespects him, takes a moment to give him... Oh, he almost had it.
Imagine if Crystal lands the no-scope at the last second.
My God. Wow. So that's what Elevated wanted, guys. Just letting you. That's what Elevated wanted.
Yeah, he just said, how much chaos can we sow into this round? Let's do everything possible.
Yeah, Yudo is that one player. Yudo's that one player in your ranked games who, when you have a pact between 9 players, yeah, guys, come on, we're gonna go mid and do a knife fight. This is the guy who brings an Odin to the fight. He does not care. He just wants to win. But I love it. I mean, I love that he's on our team.
In all honesty, he used the sheriff. That was somewhat, dishonorable.
Yeah,
but
that's what I meant. That's what I meant.
He tried the no scope. Everybody else played with the no scopes properly. And the pact is off. It seems like we're back to defaulting in this overtime.
Deep mid control, pretty quick and early. Kelly's holding down the nade. He will go in for the boombot first, though. Zespew will get it first line of attack going on. Yoman will get the trade. The smoker's gone, but Wild Oreo will be restricted. He's got a pretty good range of smoking it down, but Papi will take their tumblings down one after the other. Euro goes in for a bit of information, gets nothing. Zespew, he holds the exact same angle. Euro just tried to get information from that. Wait,
did it curve?
Did it?
That was a freaking frisbee move.
Is
bro.
that
Did
a thing?
Curve that shit?
Is that a thing?
No. Maybe it looked like that, but
no.
It curved, right?
Yeah,
can we get a replay
did.
of that, Mr. Producer? Can you show us a replay of that? How do you curve that thing?
How?
That was like throwing a frisbee.
How's that happen?
It seems like somebody didn't enable win overtime by 2 setting in the lobby, but that's okay. That frisbee movement has me really bamboozled.
I've never seen that before. How in the world it went like that? Or am I oblivious to something that already is there and I don't know about it? Like,
I think chat will have to educate this to us. Like, please enlighten us. Any deadlock means in chat, please let us know if there is a way to curve your frisbees wanted style. And I'm talking about the Hollywood wanted, not the one which has Salman Khan. But I would love to see a replay of that, man. Our producer is also bamboozled with that. Or did it just look like it curved because I don't know, because Zesby was moving?
Did he bounce it off the wall? I think he bounced it off. I'm not sure.
No.
Yo, okay, I did not know that was a thing. I did not know that was a thing. Okay, I need to learn that mechanism. I've always been struggling to throw my walls. Either bounce it off, or I didn't know this, or just get caught while throwing the wall by an op. I have never seen that before. I've never seen that before.
I don't even play enough Deadlock to know about that kind of a mechanism. Like, I never struggled to throw my walls because I never throw walls down. But yeah, that's something new. I learned about that today. If that has existed forever in this game, then we really need to educate ourselves on this. But let's take a look at the highlights, because there were quite a lot of these banger moments. A lot of 5v5 brawly team fights, which look very messy, very chaotic.
Yeah. I mean, it was all in fun indeed. I hope that the viewers enjoyed this game, especially. This was for you guys. This is for you guys to see how the pros feel about the map, what they like playing, what they do for fun when they're playing a game just to chill, And this was complete and utter chaos, with including them wanting to go with a full 5-op with smokes in between, ultimates being thrown, and Yudo being a naughty little boy in between all of that. Overall, it was I thoroughly enjoyed this entire series.
Yeah, I think this map is gonna be my favorite, not just to cast but also to play. And there's been several maps like this. Like, personally, I feel a certain amount of hate for Fracture because I don't like playing that map, but I love casting it. Similarly, it's the opposite for Ascent. I love playing that map, but I don't like casting it because it's too boring. I think this is one of those maps which will hit the spot for both the players and the viewers.
Yeah.
Unless there's a guy just running Judge 24/7, then I think you will be in the right mindset to be tilted.
Yeah. By the way, for the people who are asking, MR24, it means that you will play till round 24, guys. And we did play 24 rounds of Valorant.
It just
both
happened
teams
to be a tie.
Yeah, both teams got 12 rounds each, and the 25th round was to win for it all. So please don't be disheartened. This is just the first show match between these two teams. We will have more to come in. Hopefully, we will keep doing stuff like this, obviously, and Global Esports will love as much as we can. We always have loved and we always will love, for first and foremost, to entertain you guys and keep you on a very nice and connected path with your pros that you watch and love and support.
Yeah, a big thank you to Team Secret for coming out today and playing with us. I'm sure a lot of these players had a lot of fun, except maybe like a couple of people who got griefed with all these knives. Sincere apologies to them, but I hope they take it in all fun and games, because this was quite a lot of fun. At least for me, it was. I love casting this one. Even this one was absolutely nuts. I need to learn how to do that. But getting over the frisbee thing, the thing that we saw really well in this map was how many different ways you can use to get into a site and hold it, right? We saw so many variations that Team Secret brought out, different smoke placements everywhere. They dive the B side differently. Although a lot of this creativity was shown on the B side, on A, there's not that much scope of creativity. At least not if you go just towards A main. You probably will have to mix it up towards mid plus A executes.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, mid plus A is a lot easier than mid to B.
Yeah, it clearly is. Also, if you guys are absolutely befuddled by the fact that there's a minus in every single econ rating, it's because when you turn off and on infinite creds, it kind of messes with your whole economy of buying and whatnot.
Yeah.
So it's just that don't be worried. It's what usually happens in the scrim also anyway. So it's all well and good. But ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of what we had to watch today on Corrode. Hopefully we'll be seeing a lot more of this come in. We will be making a lot more content on Corrode as well. Crips is the connoisseur of that. He will be bringing to you guys shots, little nooks and things that you might have missed on the map that you might want to know about, some tips and tricks that you might want to learn about, and also what you can do in your ranked games, what our pros are going to be doing. Is Corrode going to be a part of G's game plan going forward in the next 2 weeks? All of that right here on our Instagram, on our YouTube. So please hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button on Instagram as well. We will find you all very soon in Split 2 of VCT Pacific. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back very soon with Global Esports, hopefully this time winning. See you guys. Have a good night and bye-bye.
standing.